I can't say I had a grand plan to get into this industry. The Cliff Notes version of it was, uh, my brother actually gave me some Cisco books back in the day when I was in college. I was an athlete at Maryland and marketing major, and he said, you should learn networking. So I did that, and I did it by learning hands on and getting a job. And I was, really wanted to go work for the National Security Agency, and they wouldn't give me an interview. And I tried and tried and tried, and they finally did, and I did really well. And when I got in there, the rest was history. And I went right from kind of network engineering directly into cybersecurity, more kind of, as a bad guy for the right team. And, spent 12 years doing that. And, after spending so many years kind of doing the national security mission, I was really intrigued at the idea to take everything, my collective skill set, both in IT, all hands on, right? Because
Yep.
details matter in security. Really, that's all that matters a lot of times. And so I thought, what better way than to take a run at building a software and services company and, flip to doing defense. Because many times when you do defense, it really helps being very good at offense. But if we take a step back, big picture, I think a lot of it has nothing to do really with any specific techniques here and there. There's no, special sauce or any magic here in hacking. I think what really prepared me is first and foremost having a really deep foundation in IT system administration and networking, right?
Mhm. Yep.
That to be able to understand how a Windows domain administrator configures, runs a network, the corners he would cut, how he segments and subnets a network out. When you go in having a really strong foundation, then everything else you learn is more about how do I break down a specific organization or target to penetrate them.
Right.
And I think it is more those IT fundamentals, along with a structured approach to having to understand how an organization works, its pressure points for initial access, or how to make sense of where you are virtually. I had actually left the government in '06. I went back into the commercial world, and that didn't last long, less than a year, and I was back in the government. I got asked to join kind of a hot special project, and instead of joining as a government employee, I don't know what I was thinking. I had no idea what I was doing. I was 27 years old. I started the original Blackpoint, which is more of a government contracting business. And in 2014, I got injured in a silly skiing accident and really couldn't work, on site anymore for an extended period of time. And someone's approached, bought my government contracting business, but we were building a lot of technology, network mapping, and some cool stuff. And so what we did is we spun that out in 2014, and we spent a few years kind of finishing up some of our government work, and then head down, spent 3.5 years in stealth building out our whole cyber defense platform. So it was really an evolution, right? I got my feet wet running a business kind of in the government space, and then pivoted out, and then really spent a lot of time and money building our tech capability first and foremost.